You probably see dragonflies as delicate little insects floating peacefully above ponds on a summer afternoon. Light, harmless, almost beautiful. But what most people never realize is this. Behind those glass-like wings hides one of the most efficient aerial predators nature has ever created. It does not hunt with luck. It calculates. It tracks movement in midair. And once it locks onto a target, escape is almost impossible. But the strangest part? Before becoming a master of the sky, the dragonfly spent years underwater as a silent predatory creature hiding in darkness. So how did a tiny insect that existed long before the dinosaurs become one of the deadliest hunters on Earth after more than 300 million years of evolution? Scientifically, dragonflies belong to an ancient group of flying insects known as Anisoptera. And unlike butterflies or bees, they were never built for beauty alone. They were built to hunt. Entomologists who study dragonflies often describe them as living aerial weapons, creatures engineered by evolution for speed, precision, and control. Their enormous compound eyes can detect movement from almost every direction. Their four independently moving wings allow them to hover, accelerate, stop instantly, and even fly backward in midair. No wasted movement. No hesitation. No mercy once the hunt begins. But here's the contradiction that makes dragonflies so fascinating. To us, they look peaceful, almost fragile, drifting above quiet lakes and summer gardens. Yet in the insect world, they are apex predators. Mosquitoes, flies, smaller insects. Almost everything that crosses their flight path becomes a target. And unlike many predators that rely on brute force, the dragonfly relies on calculation. Every turn is measured. Every strike is precise. So what kind of creature spends millions of years perfecting the art of aerial hunting, while still looking delicate enough to disappear into the sunlight? Then buy. So, how does this aerial predator actually hunt? Not like a butterfly drifting through flowers. Not like a bee searching for nectar. And certainly not like the harmless insects most people ignore near the water. This creature hunts with terrifying precision. The instant those enormous compound eyes detect movement, the attack has already begun. She does not blindly chase prey through the air. She predicts movement. She calculates distance. She intercepts with surgical accuracy. Researchers studying these winged hunters discovered something remarkable. Instead of simply following prey, they often target where the victim is about to be. Mosquitoes, midges, tiny flies. Most never have time to react. One sudden burst of speed, and the hunt is over. No floating trap removes mosquitoes as naturally as this insect does. No silent predator patrols wetlands with such relentless efficiency. And no tiny hunter dominates the air quite like this ancient flyer. Yet despite these deadly abilities, the dragonfly's nature remains strangely peaceful. She has no interest in humans, no desire to sting, no instinct to invade homes or destroy crops. Most of her life is spent gliding above rivers, ponds, and marshes like a silent guardian watching over the water below. Elegant in appearance, merciless in function. And perhaps the most unbelievable part of her story begins long before she ever spreads her wings. Because before becoming a ruler of the sky, this insect lived as a hidden predator beneath the surface. After mating, the female deposits her eggs near calm freshwater habitats. When they hatch, the young do not resemble the graceful adults we recognize. They emerge as aquatic nymphs, dark, armored, patient. For months, sometimes several years, these underwater hunters remain concealed in mud and vegetation, ambushing tadpoles, insect larvae, and even small fish. Their extendable jaws explode outward with shocking force. The prey is seized instantly, held in enforced stillness, dragged into darkness. Then, one night, transformation begins. The nymph slowly crawls out of the water and clings to a nearby surface in complete silence. Its outer shell hardens for the final time before splitting open. And from that cracked skin, a completely different being emerges. A fragile body pulls free into the cold night air while translucent wings slowly unfold for the first time. For a brief moment, the future hunter appears weak, exposed, almost unfinished. But sunrise changes everything. The wings strengthen, the colors deepen, and the sky gains another master of flight. Let that settle for a moment. One life form, two identities. A lurking aquatic predator below the surface, a high-speed aerial hunter above it. So what makes these ancient insects so astonishingly effective? Their abilities border on unreal. Their eyes contain tens of thousands of microscopic lenses capable of detecting movement from nearly every angle. Their four independently controlled wings allow hovering, sudden acceleration, sharp turns, and even backward flight. Scientists have studied their flight mechanics to improve drone systems, robotic aviation, and aerial stability technology. And unlike many insects that merely react to danger, these predators anticipate motion before it happens. They think ahead. Perhaps that is why dragonflies survived extinction events that erased creatures far larger and stronger than themselves. But beyond their beauty and hunting skills, these insects serve an essential role in human life. Wetlands filled with dragonflies usually experience lower mosquito populations because these hunters consume huge numbers of flying pests every single day. And their presence reveals something even more important. Healthy dragonfly populations often indicate clean, balanced freshwater ecosystems. When they vanish, scientists frequently see warning signs of pollution, habitat collapse, or environmental decline soon afterward. In many ways, these ancient flyers act as living indicators of the planet's health. Not useless insects, not random creatures drifting through summer air, but silent guardians helping maintain the fragile balance between water, insects, and human life itself. So the next time you notice shimmering wings crossing above a quiet pond, ask yourself something. Are you really looking at a delicate insect? Or are you witnessing one of evolution's oldest and most perfectly engineered hunters still ruling the skies after 300 million years? So, how can you tell if dragonflies are living around you? You usually will not find massive nests hanging from trees. You will not hear loud swarms invading your home. Their presence is far more subtle than that. Instead, these ancient hunters leave quiet signs hidden around water. If you regularly see shimmering wings gliding above ponds, lakes, rivers, marshes, or even small backyard gardens after rain, there is a good chance a healthy dragonfly population is nearby. And if they keep returning to the same area day after day, that usually means something important. The water is still alive. Dragonflies depend heavily on freshwater environments because their young develop underwater for months, sometimes years. You may occasionally notice empty shell-like husks attached to reeds, rocks, wooden docks, or plants near the edge of the water. Stop for a moment and look closely. Those strange dried shells are not dead insects. They are abandoned exoskeletons left behind after a nymph transformed into an adult and climbed into the sky for the very first time. An active habitat often contains fresh dragonflies flying low over the water, repeated hunting patrols near sunlight, newly shed exoskeletons attached to plants, and clean, calm freshwater nearby. But when those signs disappear, the story changes. Pollution, chemical runoff, habitat destruction. Little by little, these silent predators begin to vanish. And when creatures that survived for more than 300 million years suddenly disappear from an area, perhaps nature is trying to warn us about something much bigger. Because maybe dragonflies were never just beautiful insects drifting through summer air. Maybe they have quietly been protecting the balance around us this entire time. So now I want to ask you something. What do you think about dragonflies after learning their story? Do you see them differently now? And do you think these ancient hunters truly affect your everyday life more than most people realize? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the hidden world of nature, don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic wildlife stories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.